Well, I asked, and you answered. Earlier in the week, I asked if you would rather have this as part of the weekly update, or if I should do MetaZoo Hours as a dedicated video. 65% of you wanted a dedicated video. So let's get to it. Alright, well, I'm just going to jump to mine because, well, I can. I had asked, can we get another Beastie Bestie spoiler? And Andy replied with, it starts with M and ends with Othman. Any guesses? And that's not really a spoiler, Andy. We kind of figured that Mothman was going to be one of these beasties. In fact, I figure that all of these set mascots are going to be a Beastie Bestie. So I think we're going to see Mothman, Wendigo, Bigfoot, and Flatwood Monster. Next up we have C778 asking, any Chibi cards in UFO? If not, will there be any in Seance? Mike replied with, we got dem chibis. Strength also asked about chibis, asking, Mike, when can we expect more chibis? I know there was talk of a mini set, but I figured Valentine's took that spot. Mike replied with 2 to 4 in each set, and going forward we can expect a small splattering of chibis here and there, and there will be a full chibi set next spring. But still, that doesn't answer when Chibi Wendigo. I Heart Cakes asks, are the LGS kits going to be free again? My store of choice barely missed the last one. Mike said, yep. And along that lines, Cryptid Collectibles asks, more partnerships before Seance? And Mike answered, yep. The LGS kits will go up again before Seance. In fact, they'll go up again before every core set. And that's the same with the partnerships. So if you missed out on this round of partnerships and you want to be a partner going forward, you will get a chance within the next couple months to be a partner. Keep an eye on the Discord and this channel for further updates as we move forward. C778 asked another question that's on everybody's mind for the past 2 months. Golden ticket redemption reveal? And Mike says, I'm working on Make It Equity in MetaZoo with our lawyers. And assuming that's true, this is something that I had theorized way back in a video on April 5th. Now, granted, I got a little bit of that wrong. I had theorized that the bronze and silver cards were also part of an equity plan, and we now know that's not true. The bronze ticket will get you a Kickstarter box, the silver ticket will get you a prototype Mothman made by Mike Waddell in 2019. And if you want to check out the video with my original theory and see how far this channel's actually come in 3 short months, click the link above. RatQueen35031 asks, will the Invasion Toys figures have promos? Mike says, yep. Awful Waffles 7 asks, will the MetaZoo figures have a rare version of them, like a shiny or like a hat on it extra? Mike says, yes. And I covered this topic in my most recent weekly update. The variants were already confirmed at this point in the announcements channel, and I was speculating that these would come with promos because, well, it is MetaZoo, but now we have that officially confirmed. Jake McDees asks, any Japanese-themed MetaZoo sets or beasties coming out anytime soon? Would love to see it. Mike said, working with Craig from Sanrio on this. The Craig he's referencing is Craig Takiguchi, which was announced back in January to be a new board member, and Craig was appointed as the Chief Operating Officer of Sanrio back in 2018. Sanrio is the company that is responsible for Hello Kitty, so they have a big brand behind them, and I'm excited to see what they can do with MetaZoo. Collectible Stonks asks, hey Mike, will we be receiving the backer items along with the playing cards end of July, early August? Or is there any delay on the backer items? Mike replied with, everything will ship together, I believe, except for the poker chips. Collectible Stonks is another YouTube content creator, so if you haven't checked him out, go do that. And this is something I actually believe they've stated from the very beginning of the Kickstarter, especially to those who went for the gilding. We knew that if you got the gilding, it would hold back your entire kit. And that was because they wanted everything to be sent in the same shipment. Jason_is_ also asked about the Kickstarter, asking any knowledge on when the Kickstarter shipments will start getting sent out. Mike said, please check the updates on the Kickstarter page. Now, this is another thing that I reported on in last week's update. They did give us some shipping dates in the Kickstarter updates, but these were the shipping dates from Faded Spade to MetaZoo. So we do have a rough timeline of when MetaZoo is going to be getting the Faded Spade cards. At that point, they'll need to pack up everyone's kits and get those shipped out. I'd imagine that we're actually going to see these in hand for some people in the first week of August, with those of us that got gilding to be delayed probably until the end of August. We're getting new looks at MetaZoo rugs this week, and Zeke1993 asks, how many rugs are there, and is there a Frogman? I want him. Following up with that, Lucifer's B-Plug, that's not safe for work, followed up with Dude for Real, with 3 frog emojis. And Mike replied, there is a Frogman. MetaZoo Hub also asks, are the rugs coming with a promo? And Mike says, yep. Now this leaves us with 2 confirmed rugs at this time. We've seen the Hodag, and we know that a Loveland Frogman exists. Each rug will be accompanied with its associated promo, and we also know that you can pre-order the rug starting this Friday, July 8th. There's not a lot of details on this yet, and I will provide another update at the time that we have more details. Warrior DJ24 asks, will the MetaZoo book be hardcover and come with a promo? Mike said there will be a paperback and then a limited release of leather-bound ones that I sign. Now I'm pretty excited for this question, and if you haven't read the story yet, do it. It's free on metazoogames.com. You just go there. There's links to each story. There's 6 of them out right now. And personally, I think it'd be really interesting if we had a way to win the leather-bound ones. I think it'd be great to do some form of a trivia contest for people that are actually interested in the illustrated novels already, to reward them for already reading them and being interested in the content. MacDeezy asked, is there still a plan for online version of the TCG? Would it be more of just a tutorial like the Digimon app, or would it be more PvP like the Pokemon app? Mike simply said, yup. From all the hints that we know about this so far, it's going to be closer to the Pokemon app. MetaZoo has already confirmed the rollout of code cards, and these were supposed to be part of UFO, but they got delayed, and we really don't know when that's going to happen yet. And the delay of the code cards is likely because of a delay in the online game. We also know that this is supposed to be a replacement for Tabletop Simulator, which points to a game more like Pokemon Online. Mildly Caucasian asks around how many cards will be in the SCP set, and Mike answered 75 to 100. For those of you who don't know, SCP is a website where people can go to write their own fiction, and the fiction needs to be based around this company that is keeping anomalies and magic things under wraps. There are over 10,000 articles on the site, so MetaZoo has a lot of content to choose from, and if they're only doing 75 to 100 in this set, I imagine this could be a multi-year, multi-set partnership. MathBlue1 asks if we will get another chance of getting hold of the foil Smoky Spirits or Lightning in a Bottle, or was that just a Caster Cup exclusive? And might confirm that these are just exclusive to those packs. Now these 2 cards are actually particularly popular in people's spellbooks in the meta, and they're some of the most sought after holos in the Caster Cup packs. So confirmation of these being exclusive full holos to the Caster Cup set is only going to raise the value of the full holo Smoky Spirits and Lightning in a Bottle. Andy asks, do I show them a spoiler nobody has any idea about? And Mike says, yeah. Andy then dropped a new image of the HeroQuest snipe in the announcements channel. The snipe is seemingly coming out of a laptop. There is binary text also coming out of the screen, representing the letters M, E, T, Z, and O, all of the letters that make up MetaZoo, and yes, one of the O's is missing. It's possible we're not seeing all of the art of the card here, or that, yes, there's only one O in the image. There are also a few keys missing from the keyboard, which are the tab, 1, spacebar, U, K, and the right bracket. Not quite sure if those have any meaning. I couldn't quite figure out what that could be, so it could just be art. Kick Game Messi wants to know what convention will have UFO spoilers, and Mike says San Diego, and this is referencing San Diego Comic-Con, which is only 2 weeks away. San Diego Comic-Con starts on July 21st. If you want to get some UFO spoilers, get your trip planned. Landon616 asked, what are you going to do with those samples you teased earlier? And Mike said NFT full set token holders. Now, the first 50 people to hold all 10 variations of the NFT tokens are receiving a special care package, which, in part, includes sample cards. There is a running list of full set holders in the order that they became full set holders. So as some of those drop off, if they drop off, the next in line will then become one of the 50 that get future care packages. Now, I'm going to do something a little different than normal. Usually I'd stop here and leave you with all the questions that Mike and Andy answered over the course of the MetaZoo Hour. But what about those questions that they didn't have time to answer or that they just simply skipped over? Well, I'm going to respond to the ones that I know the answers to. Streamy Weenie asks, can you share with us the print run of the 4th of July promo? And Mike mentioned that the 4th of July promo is going to have a similar print run to last year's Barbecue Sam. We know that Barbecue Sam had a run of 2,000 cards, so I think it's safe to say that this year's promo is somewhere around the 2,000 to 2,500 print run range. Bamchef asks, Mike, any chance there might be another 4th of July promo flash sale? Well, no. And yes. You won't be able to find it again on the MetaZoo Marketplace. That ship has sailed. However, a portion of the 4th of July promos are going out to partners. So keep an eye out on your favorite partners to see how they're going to distribute their 4th of July promo, whether they're going to sell them on their websites or they're going to distribute them as part of, say, a UFO bundle. Tasteful Bleach asked, will there be any MetaZoo deck box collaborations in the future? And we already know that MetaZoo is partnering with Ultra Pro, and while it's unconfirmed, the most likely product that they'll be putting out with Ultra Pro is branded deck boxes. So keep an eye out on this channel and on the Discord for further updates about that partnership. Awful Waffle 7 asks, will there be cards from horror movies such as Freddy Krueger or something similar? Not likely. Not unless MetaZoo can strike up a partnership with the owners of that IP. Almost all of the beasties that MetaZoo uses are in the public domain. There are some exceptions, like the upcoming Smokey Bear, but MetaZoo needs to work with the owners of the IP to be able to create those promos. Mr. Wayne asks, how many golden tickets exist? We found out in a recent MetaZoo Hour that there are 10 or less golden tickets. Good luck. Runs Collectibles asks, am I finally going to get Johnny Appleseed in UFO? Now, Johnny Appleseed is in the UFO Pin Club, so chances are that we're going to see him in the UFO core set as well. Something interesting is that the art used for Johnny Appleseed is in the Cryptid Nation map on the back of the Cryptid Nation 2nd edition plastic mat. He's number 54 if you want to look at that yourself, and he's actually under the name John Adams. So we may not necessarily get Johnny Appleseed if they stick with that naming. Just Insane asked, will we see Loveland Frogman again? I told you you'd make it if you asked better questions. And we will see Loveland Frogman again this Friday in the Dim Mak rug release. Streamy Weenie asked, what's the next MetaZoo product we'll be able to purchase, UFO or something else before? And again, it looks like we're going to have the UFO rugs this week, so that'll be the next drop. And then on the 16th, you'll be able to participate in the public sale of the NFT PFPs. Now there will be exclusive digital and physical MetaZoo merchandise that you'll need a PFP to obtain. If you've been on the fence about getting a MetaZoo NFT, I would seriously consider getting in on the PFP NFT public sale. Duckbird asks, have Nightfall decks begun to ship out yet or nah? This is in reference to the Nightfall Revive boards, and I have seen some people already receive theirs in hand. Just Insane got his last week, as seen here, and he really does look insane. C778 asks, with the current state of the market, are there any plans to reduce print runs? Never seen this much fear in the market before. Now obviously, I don't speak for MetaZoo here, however, Mike has been pretty adamant about sticking with the 100,000 print run. And while I agree that 100,000 print run feels quite large right now with where we're at, it is going to feel quite small when the IP starts rolling out later this year with the book and the TV show. Essentially, what I'm saying is use what we know about MetaZoo to your advantage. Support your local LGS, stock up, get rich. And that's not financial advice, but if you do get rich, don't forget about me. Pragmatic asked SCP when? And last week Mike confirmed December. That's it. That's all I got on that one. Puck the Freak asked, is there going to be a second edition of all MetaZoo sets? Nope. The only set that's going to have second edition is Cryptid Nation base set. Re-releases of sets will happen at big box stores like Target or Walmart, or with partnerships like eBay. However, as of UFO, all of these reprints will be specially branded with the first edition symbol removed. Sleepy TCG asked, tarot cards around seance? And how does August sound? They've already confirmed that August 20th and 21st at Collecticon Long Beach, there will be a tarot card tent. Pitbull X Love asked, when and where will we be able to pre-order UFO? The anticipation is killing me. Now, it was just announced that pre-orders for partners can actually happen on July 14th now. They moved it ahead almost a full week. I haven't heard anything about non-partner pre-order dates moving, so the last I knew that was the 22nd. Now, there are a couple things to keep in mind with your pre-orders. UFO cannot sell for above or below MSRP for 2 weeks after the release, or August 12th. And if you'd like to support this channel while getting your UFO pre-order, please pre-order from Immortal Workshop via the affiliate link in the description below on July 22nd. John and I would greatly appreciate it. Dangerboat asked, Mike, can we get spoiler cards for content creators? And I can't answer this question, but I'd like to second it. Hey Mike, can we get some spoiler cards up in this joint? Please? And lastly, Argos mentioned something that he wasn't supposed to. All MetaZoo content creators are CGI AI algorithms controlled by the hive mind, and I swear that's not true. That's not true.